Alright guys, welcome aboard. It's a cruddy day here in Southern California. Raining off and on, got all kinds of shower activity. Let's see if we can fly in it. We're sitting on the ramp here in Murrieta, French Valley, which is about halfway between San Diego and LA, inland a little bit, just east of Orange County. And let's jump in the old Archer here, or the new Archer, and get on our way. Let's see what we can do. Let's close or get our chocks and everything off. Let's jump inside the plane, get her fired up. We'll see if we can find some VFR weather here. So battery master on, alternator on, fuel pump on, left magneto on, nav lights on. Let's come down here and take a look at our fuel. Looks about the same in both. We'll go to the right tank. We'll start on there. Make sure everything else is off here. Looking good. Mixture's rich. Let's fire her up. Hit the starter. Alright, there we go. Looking good. Get the right magneto on. And let's get some lights on inside the cockpit here. Get our switches turned up, get our panel lights turned up. Avionics are already turned up. We'll get our avionics master on here. Let's bring our power up just a little bit there. And lean it out a little bit here. And we'll get our transponder is already on altitude. Let's get our nav 2 on. Defrost on. Since it's toasty out there, let's get a pitot heat on. Autopilot's on. Let's see, we're gonna go nav 2 on the DME here. Once we get in the air, we should get a reading there off of 117.8, which is Mission Bay VOR down in San Diego, south of us. Look at that, we got a lightning strike right there. I think it's the first one I've seen since flying the airplane here just behind us, too. Cool. Like I said, it's pretty cruddy out here in California. Lots of rain the last couple days. Alright, I think we're ready to taxi. Let's get on out of here. We'll get our landing light on here. It also functions as our taxi light. Parking brake off. I'm going to turn down the volume just a little bit there. It's a little loud. Let's bring the engine up. We'll do a turnaround here and take off heading south. Let's see, is there a taxiway someplace for us to go over? Yeah, we'll cut across this way. Here we go. Alright, and while I'm taxiing here, I'm going to double check our trim. Get that up right in the middle. Let's see, alright, winds are coming out of the south there according to that windsock, so we'll taxi up over here and just take the first turn off onto the runway. Get on out of here. Might be a little bit bumpy, so buckle up. Fasten your seat belts, please. Alright, let's go strobe lights on. Trim tab is set. We got our transponder set. Flaps are up. Landing lights are on. Strobes are on. I think we're good. Ready for departure out of here. Alright, we'll take this this turn off right here. And yeah, with all this rain, we're going to have some flowers growing over here, so don't be surprised if the next time I'm flying out of French Valley here, we got even more flowers. That's the way it works in California. It rains, and the hillsides become covered in flowers. Like a week afterwards. Alright, here we go. Let's power up and get out of here. It's going to put the mixture a little bit richer here, had it leaned out. Alright, airspeed's alive. There's 60. Rotate on up. Got positive rate. Let's trim up the rudder here. Pretty bumpy. It's going to be bumpy coming out of French Valley here. We're going to try to climb out above the clouds here. Let's see, we're getting tossed around here a little bit. Let's go ahead and go vertical speed hold, and let's see where our heading bug is. We're going to hit heading hold. I already had it on the south right there. Let me bring that down a little bit more so I'm not yelling there. Keep an eye on our mixture here. I'm going to lean it out just a little bit more. I'm going to keep it right around 15. You can see we're getting tossed around pretty good. All right, let's bring our vertical speed down to about 800 here. And VOR2, like I said, is tuned into Mission Bay VOR down in San Diego. We're 46 miles from it. I'm going to try to center this. Want to get a direct route right to it. I pretty much know what I mean. Pretty much the south. I can keep a hold of this thing. There we go. Yeah, pretty much like I said, south. I'll lean out the mixture a little bit more. Bouncing around in this this rain here. Let's take a look outside here. I'll turn it down so we don't go deaf as we do our flyby. All right, into the soup we go. Yeah. Alright, and altimeter I think was already set. Let me double check it, because I was doing a flight just before this one, so altimeter was already set 2980. It might have changed. Let's zoom in here and take a look. Close enough. We'll see if we can tune it, bouncing around here. Boy, that's hard to do when you're bouncing. Alright, you know what? I got it close enough. I think I got it 2980. Alright, just coming over the hills here on the south side of the Temecula Valley. And like I said, keep your seatbelts on. And it should get a little bit smoother once we climb out of above the clouds here, unless we fly into something. Not picking up any lightning strikes. Let's get our vertical speed down. Ooh, man, yeah, when you're bouncing around a cockpit like this, it's hard to grab things. Come on, get it down to about 600. There we go. Keep our airspeed up. Mixture looks good. Right around 15-ish. Not even going to try to figure out if I'm centered on the rudder here. It's bouncing around a little bit. Just adjusting the rudder trim, and if you don't know, the rudder trim is right here in the Archer. Yeah, looking pretty. Ugh. Hopefully we see some sun here as we climb out. That's a pretty good depiction of what Southern California looks like today. We're just gonna keep climbing till we get some sunshine. you can see we've got our, let me just get that up so we're not bouncing around. So this is Camp Pendleton right here, Oceanside, Carlsbad. And we're going to head pretty much due south right for San Diego. Let's see what we got for messages. Nav data out of date. Ooh, I got to update that. Yeah, that's right, I got an email there. I do use Navigraph subscription for my not for the charts, but for the nav data and the GPSs. I think I'm going to subscribe to the charts also because it's I think it's worth it with the amount of flying that I do. It'd be nice to have those charts available. Yeah, I think I see some blue sky up there. Let's where is this? This is, all right, let's look out this side here. Yeah, I see some sun up there. Still bouncing around though. Alright, landing lights can come off. We're technically IFR here instead of VFR, but hey, it's a flight sim. Don't sweat it, guys. Take it easy. You know, I do have my instrument rating, so even though we're a squawking VFR here. Matter of fact, that happens quite often in the real world. You will get people flying in IFR conditions, and they haven't filed IFR. I remember one time flying, I was flying IFR, and the controller started giving me some traffic call-outs heading our direction at our altitude, and we were solid in the soup, in the clouds, and he was not talking to anybody. He was flying IFR and just going commando there. So it does happen, and that's us today. We're going commando here, not talking to anybody. We're just going up flying. Right, let's take a look up. Yeah, I am starting to see that sun again. I think we're getting on top of this. We'll see how high up we got to go. And you know, I don't even know where we're going, other than we're going down to San Diego. Maybe we'll do maybe we'll do the approach into Lindbergh. I don't know. Bring up our sectional chart here. Have a look around, let that load. Just skirting to the east of Fallbrook and Camp Pendleton. We could go into Carlsbad. It's kind of a short flight. I actually want to go down here and maybe do Montgomery Field. Why don't we do that? Let's see what their ATIS is. 126.9. Alright, I'm going to pop this out just because it's easier to do without bouncing around. 126.9.
Montgomery FLD information Charlie. 2100 Zulu weather. Wind 200 at 11.
That's kind of hard to hear. Let's turn up the avionics are turned up. What's up with that?
1900 broken. 7,900 scattered. 14,000 overcast. Temperature 13. Dew point 11. Altimeter 2986. Arriving runways 23, 28 right, 28 left. Departing runways 23, 28 right, 28 left. Advise on initial contact you have Charlie.
Alright, we got Charlie. I just didn't hear the altimeter. Here we go. Starting to pop out of some of this stuff.
Montgomery FLD information Charlie. 2100 Zulu weather. Wind 200 at 11, visibility 4, rain. Sky conditions 1900 broken, 7,900 scattered, 14,000 overcast, temperature 13, dew point 11. Altimeter 2986.
2986, I believe it said. We're going to go up to 8,500 here, and then we'll hit the altitude button. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Montgomery ATIS. And we have popped out of the clouds here. We are VFR on top. Alright. Nope, didn't want that one. I wanted altitude, not nav. Alright, let's double check our mixture here. We'll lean that out a little bit more. And I have a button that does that, so you don't see me grabbing it here. Use one of the sliders on my throttle quadrant, my thrust master. Alright, well, we're out of the bumps and we are out of the clouds here. Let's see, fuel pump can come off. We'll leave the pitot heat on and the defrost heat on here too. Not sure what the winds are, but at least it's a little bit smoother here up at altitude. So we're going to go ahead. We're making real slow progress here, so I'm guessing we got a little bit of a headwind. Go ahead and throttle back here a bit. Get that just around the red line, just underneath it. Again, I'm looking at the gauge sort of downwards here, so if I was looking down kind of flat on it, it'd be a little bit different. And I'm hoping the weather was better there. I didn't even hear the weather since I was paying attention to the altimeter setting.
Montgomery FLD information Charlie. 2100 Zulu weather. Wind 200 at 11. Visibility 4. Rain. Sky conditions 1900 broken, 7,900 scattered, 14,000 overcast.
Alright guys, well that didn't sound any better. 4 miles viz, I think he said. 1,700 broken. Yeah, we're going to be descending through some of this stuff again. We'll see what it's like down in San Diego. By the way, this is real world weather getting injected from FS Global Real Weather utility, along with Ultra Weather XP for the cloud textures and so forth. Wanted to really jump in the plane here today and fly around because there's actually some weather and clouds to look at. Alright, let's go ahead and trim up my rudder here now that we're kind of stabilized a little bit. Center that ball. Putting in left rudder here. Step on the ball, so you want to keep it in the center. And zoom in here just a little bit. Let's see what we got for Montgomery for an approach. Now I don't have any approach plates here, so I'm going to have to go on my other screen, bring those up. And let's see, nope, not Miramar, which is right next door. Alright, I'm going to bring up, I have an ILS runway 28 right. We're going to take that. And the frequency for that is 111.95. So, as if I have not flown any instruments in this Archer, so bear with me. Let's go over to BR1 and 111.95. Flip that over. Final approach course is going to be 281. So, where am I going here? Well, pretty much the opposite. Let's just swing that all the way around. 281. 7281, somewhere right about there. And we're going to kind of eyeball it here, but we're going to be descending down to, let's see here, what do we got? 4,200 initial approach. Kind of swing around out to, bring this up. So here's Montgomery just coming into view right here. So we're going to kind of go out this way. We'll swing around just between Gillespie Field here, KSE, and just to the south, pick that approach up and come down this way. That's the plan here. We're going to be going down to 4,000. What did I say? 4,200. Let's jump outside here really quick. Have a little look at the plane. Make sure I'm not making everybody deaf. It's a nice view right there. Alright, so we're going to make believe like we got our clearance to come into the airspace here. Let's go ahead and start heading kind of for Gillespie here. And then we'll turn, like I said, we'll turn inbound. Whoop, as the weather updates on us right here. Is it getting better or worse? So we got a little bit more turbulence here. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead, since we're on heading hold, I'm just swinging my my heading bug here. I have a couple of keys mapped to my two buttons to do my my heading hold here. Let's do about 150 here. Sorry about that, fat fingered my keyboard there. Well, since we're already in the bumps here, let's go ahead and I just changed my course here a little bit more, kind of lining it up with Gillespie here, right at the top. We'll head right for Gillespie and then come around someplace like this into Montgomery Field there. I'm gonna say we can start our descent down, but we can hold off here just a little bit. Let's take a look at the map here and see where we're at. Alright, and now here's Miramar, and here is Montgomery Field. Here's Gillespie, so we're gonna kind of head down in this way, capture the localizer right out of here. And we are in the Class B airspace at 8,500 here. We're going to start our descent to, just taking a look to see what we got here for obstructions. I shouldn't have anything really. I want to keep an eye out. There's some mountains right here. You can see 1,590. Alright, so just keeping my situational awareness there. Zoom in a little bit. Let's go vertical speed and let's start our descent down at 700 feet per minute. Kind of cleared out, or got out of some of those bumps there. And go ahead and power back to about 2,500 here for descent. We're going to get back in the clouds here pretty soon. do one more flyby here. A bit of a crosswind there, huh? I can see down to the ground here a little bit though, so hopefully it's should be breaking up. Most of the weather was just to the north of San Diego, which is kind of where we're flying from. And I can tell you when I started up the sim and was just getting it fired up just prior to starting the recording, it's pouring rain. In real life, I mean. Looking good, maybe a little bit more of a turn. I think we got a little bit of a crosswind there, I think blowing us in our direction that we want to go. And I'm going to go ahead and we are at 700, let's go down 1,000 feet per minute. Get that mixture a little bit richer. Go. Starting to see the ground there through the clouds a bit. Yeah, looks like that's the 15 freeway, I believe. Might just be able to squeeze in underneath this cloud deck here, I think, from what it looks like, at least on the sim. Alright, let's pick an altitude. We're going to be going down to... zoom in here a little bit first. What are we at? 6,000. Let's go. 1,500 was the obstructions there, and just taking a look at the chart on my other screen here. Field elevation is 427. And we got about, let's see. Well, safe altitude within 25 miles isn't going to help us because we're not going out 25 miles, but it's like 5,400 feet. But that's taking into account a lot of the mountains off to the east here. So we're going to go down below that since we're already below it. Come on, catch up there, Sim. Alright, let's go fuel pump on. Hold off on the landing light here. We'll see if we can't do a visual. Probably not. We'll use the ILS, like I said, just to help us out. So initial altitude was going to be, we're kind of coming into one of the other intersections here. So let me see what that is. Maybe's 4,200 feet. So we're going to go to 4,200 feet there. Let's hold our altitude here. Bring the power back up. The mixture rich here a little bit. And that is why we stay at this altitude. Got a little bit of terrain there just ahead of us, and here come the bumps. We're going to start turning over this ridge line here to the right. Somewhere around 160. See some airports off in the distance there, I think. And I think we're going to continue our descent here. Let's go down 500 feet per minute. Bring the power back a bit. Let's go landing light on. Gonna zoom in a little bit more here. See if we can get one more. Yeah. Just want to keep the airport in sight right there on the GPS. And I'm going to grab my carb heat and put that on. There we go. So we got Gillespie Field, I think. Someplace on this side here. No, just off our wing over there. And we only got one small hill, kind of what we pretty much right underneath us here. So I got Mission Valley right here. It's starting to rain. We're right over Lake Murray here. So I'm going to go ahead and start our descent down even faster. Bring the power back. And I'm going to go ahead and start turning inbound here. We've got our localizer is alive here. Again, just kind of not really flying the localizer here, just using it for reference here. Okay. Let's get going down there about 1800, 16, come on. It only goes down to 1600 feet per minute. We should see the airport just off our wing over here. Right on the glide slope there, so making our turn. In fact, I'm going to hit nav, and let's let the nav do it. I haven't tried that yet in this plane. Let's let the autopilot see if it can capture it. We're above the glide slope here. All right, power's all the way back. And we should capture the glide slope here. Approach. Yeah, I think we're going a little bit too far down. I should have hit approach instead of nav right there. But we got the airport in sight. Let's go with the first notch of flaps. Bring that power up. We'll just kind of try to arrest our descent here a little bit. It's got a good crosswind here. Alright, landing lights are on. Gear is permanently down. Go second notch of flaps here. And we're on the glide slope. Alright, coming up to the 15 freeway here. Let's go full flaps. This is going to be an interesting crosswind landing here a little bit. I guess we could circle to land. The winds look like they're out of the left here. We could take the other runway, but I think we're all right. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Coming in a little bit high there, but on the Vassie. Okay, I'm going to try to do a slip here, so let's see if I can. I have not done a slip in this plane, so let's see how we can see if it'll work here. Yeah, it's a pretty good crosswind. Alright, power off. Kick out that slip. Yeah, that is a good crosswind. Hard landing there. It says acceptable, but I don't think I would have tried that in real life there. I had the rudder all the way over in the slip there, and it was really hard to hold the center line. At that point, that's when in real life I would have been like, yep, too much crosswind. Let's go around and try the more favorable runway there. Alright, flaps up. A little bit of hard braking there. Let's go ahead and get our strobes off. So, welcome to San Diego. I hope you enjoyed that flight, guys. Just a quick flight. See, that's the way we should have come in. Quick flight just to check out the Archer here in some cruddy weather in San Diego. Go ahead and turn over here and park it. There, we can get the fuel pump off. Still got the landing lights going here. See, this runway here is what we should have landed on. We're going to come park it right by this, I don't know, right by this biz jet. So guys, hit the thumbs up button, hit that like button, smash it down, helps with the channel. Hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed for more X-Plane 11 videos. I'm going to cut it here and go try to warm up here in this cold 50-degree, rainy Southern California day. Till next time, guys, take care. Bye.